SpaceX CEO Elon Musk says Starship will take over the Starlink launches. Musk recently interacted with a fan via Twitter, asking if SpaceX would soon use the Starship for launching Starlink satellites in the air and replacing the long-used Falcon 9. The SpaceX CEO answers this with all honesty and reveals to the fan and the world that Starlink missions will move over to Starships. This will replace the current uses of Falcon 9 in the missions of SpaceX to add more satellites for the constellations that would serve as internet connections. Falcon 9 has brought a massive array of Starlink satellites in the past and has served as their mainstream rocket. However, all good things must come to an end. And even for the incredible spacecraft Falcon 9, soon to be replaced by the stainless steel rocket ship, which would soon be intended for its Mars journey. Recently, the Falcon 9 made history for SpaceX and the space industry after flying its 100th consecutive flight featuring one of its best in reusable rocket history. What this revelation shows is that SpaceX is ready for the next generation of its spacecraft to take over the business, ushering a new future for the company. The development of the Starlink network began in 2015 when the prototype satellites launched into orbit in 2018. To date, SpaceX has launched 1,737 internet beaming satellites out of 12,000 that will comprise the Starlink network. The company estimates that 4,400 satellites in low Earth orbit will be capable of providing reliable global broadband coverage. Starlink is currently providing beta internet service to select customers who live in rural or remote areas. Recently, in the Starship's first successful landing prototype, SN15, SpaceX installed the Starlink Internet Disk. Most likely, in the later prototypes going to Mars, it will be able to provide Wi-Fi for all passengers. In addition, it was announced that SpaceX plans to provide Starlink Internet to passengers aboard airplanes. Currently, SpaceX is using the Falcon 9 rocket to launch 60 Starlink satellites, each time with a target of 42,000 Starlinks in the coming years. At least, SpaceX will need 700 launches with Falcon 9, so they're looking ahead to Starship as a key driver of the constellation's growth. SpaceX's next-generation launch vehicle will be able to deliver to orbit 400 Starlink satellites at a time, so it will reduce the number of launches required by almost 7 times. And certainly, if using Starship, SpaceX will achieve its goal of providing a global internet system within a shorter amount of time. SpaceX told the Federal Communications Commission in February that Starlink's internet service is exceeding 100 megabits per second down and 20 megabits per second up, and latency at or below 30 milliseconds. The company's report to the FCC matched what was being told by other users, who reported download speeds ranging between 60 and 150 megabits per second, with some even reporting peak speeds near 200 megabits. Latency also matched expectations, as most users reported latency of about 30 milliseconds, with some in the low 20s. Musk promised earlier this year that Starlink's performance will continue to improve as the company launches more satellites, saying speed will double to about 30 megabits and latency will more consistently be in the 20 millisecond range. This is really a revolution in the reform of global internet system. So what will Falcon 9 do? Is this the end? While there were no words regarding the Falcon 9 retiring or soon getting an upgrade, it seems that the company would use the reusable rocket for less than its current track record today. In addition, Falcon 9 may be upgraded and improved to focus on its intended use as a vehicle to bring Crew Dragon and astronauts to the International Space Station. Falcon 9 has brought a lot of great moments and even brought success for other private companies, NASA, and other nations. Moreover, the schedule or timeline of Starship's first launch with the Starlink satellites is still unknown, and for the time being, it would still be Falcon to bring these internet satellites. Next time on Discover Zen, we will be discussing why is SpaceX Starship crucial for the future of space exploration. Thank you for watching our video today. If you liked what you saw, please click that like and subscribe button. Let us know in the comments below what you would like to see next time.